Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the IWC Radio Podcast. It's our Backlash review show. I'm Smoot, along with Beans and Will. Chuck's apparently his computer just exploded before the show.
It has so much more impact when you say this.
I mean, we were discussing something. I can't remember what it was. It might have been Eurovision. No, it wasn't Eurovision. It was something. Possibly in relation to the show, and then all of a sudden he drops from the call, and on Twitter
Well,
he just said,
I had my internet drop before it, and then just as it come back, I was explaining what had happened.
That's right,
and then Chuck's just disappeared.
That's what it was.
I think he's convinced I've now managed to destroy his computer.
And then Will just had to restart because apparently, according to him, he was hearing us breaking up and whatnot, and everything's fallen apart before the show's even started here. Last week, the show abruptly stopped when Chuck was giving us thumbs up, thumbs down, because everything just seized. Like, I could still hear the call, you guys could still hear me, but apparently just everything became unresponsive. Everything was just frozen. So I had to just, cut it on the tower here and whatnot. So, man, oh man. Last week's plague issues seem to be rolling over here. I did tell Chucks if he wants to join us in the chat, he could. I'll try to keep a window open here to see what he's saying, but yeah, interesting start here to the program this week.
Can I just do one thing though?
Yes, please. I know
in relief.
I know exactly what it is. Yes, there it is.
Thank God for that.
You've been waiting about an hour to do that, haven't you?
Yeah. My gosh.
Oh. Yeah.
And it's the spot.
So, yeah.
What is it, by the way? You tell us what it is.
A voltage for me.
Oh, sorry, I'm not very excited. Mine's a Pepsi Max Cherry.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Very nice. Yeah. So that's what's been happening before the show and what happened last week. How you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm good.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Apart from my twitchy eye looking at my router, seeing if it's just gonna. I'm waiting. Do you know, honestly, when the internet cut out before, when you kind of look around, like when you have a power cut and you kind of think, what's just happened?
Yeah.
And I was looking at it and I'm thinking, was it a power cut? And I'm like, of course not. You're sitting in a room with a light on, you idiot. But it was that same kind of apprehension.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm feeling very nervous.
I think you'll be okay. So far, so good anyway.
I just tried to open something from Twitter and it's not opening for some reason.
Oh god. There we go.
Mercury must be in retrograde or something here, or it's really affecting us.
How are you doing, Smoot? Apart from internet issues.
I'm okay. It could be better, could be worse. It's been raining nonstop here for the past few days. Started on Thursday, and it's been kind of off and on today. I don't want to hear anybody say that we're still in the drought after the 3 days worth of rain that we're getting.
How much rain are we talking here?
That's a good question. I don't know if there's a precipitation collector of how much rain. How much rain did we get?
There's a word you don't expect to hear on a wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
Precipitation.
Yeah.
The precipitation level
if it's
reached 4 millimeters.
If it's like WrestleMania or something, like precipitation could be in the forecast if it's outside. Like
That's
SummerSlam.
true. Yeah.
Last 30 days, local conditions. According to Google, it said about 0.921 inches in the past hour. Yeah.
In the past hour?
Yeah. Let me see here.
Down the inch of rain an hour. That's quite a lot.
That is quite a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Huh. Interesting.
So Smoot's going to be flooded before the end of the show.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I said, it's been off and on. It's been kind of like a steady rain. Like when I went out there to take out the trash, it was kind of like a drizzle, like a light drizzle.
No, that's the standard British weather.
Yeah.
We're used to that. That fine rain that gets you wet.
The weather has made me absolutely knackered.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
Gotta watch out for that stuff.
Picking up the lingo. Well done.
Thank you. It's supposed to rain.
Do you want a brew?
No iron brew for me. No, thank you. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and then it's supposed to be okay on Monday, and then throughout the week it's gonna be warm. So
we had a nice day today for the first time in a while.
Yeah, it wasn't bad today. Yeah.
I think it's supposed to go dodgy tomorrow night, I think, and then usual miserableness for a bit.
When are we actually going to get some summer? Any ideas? No? Okay.
Yeah, you know, it'll be like last year. You know, we'll get like 3 days where it's like 40 degrees and we're breaking every temperature, and then
that's true.
The day afterwards will be 15 degrees colder, and we'll be talking about the potential of snow on the forecast.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I'm done with snow for this year. It's been absolutely ridiculous how much we've gotten. I felt like at the beginning of May, I think it was like one last cold snap before it finally became into the spring.
I mean, you really do get the seasons, don't you? There.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
When it's summer, and when it's winter, it's snow plowing. Yeah. I wish we had proper seasons like that.
Really?
Yeah, it'd be nice to at least know what you're going to be facing instead of it just being you could be in the middle of the summer thinking this feels like winter, and you could be in the middle of winter thinking, this would be a mild summer's day. This.
I don't know. I kind of like the fact we can have a randomly summer's day in the middle of October.
Yeah.
And then obviously once you hit November, it's cold for about 6 months after that. But,
Yeah. Oh, that's it for the Weather Channel this week.
Yeah.
Should we get into the predictions after that? Keep it a little bit more lively.
We can do. Do you have everything in front of you? I
Yes.
was going to say Chuck's is going to be he's going to be gutted here, isn't he?
I mean, yeah, because he probably took the lead here early on.
He can't shuffle his papers, either.
No, he cannot. He's. I mean, I have wrappers here. Hold on. It's kind of the same thing.
Watch it doesn't catch a computer cable or something.
Yeah, Backlash was last week, held in Puerto Rico, with Bad Bunny hosting and also competing on it. And any thoughts heading into this, real quick?
I know that we briefly touched on it last week because we were kind of going into it from last week's show, but I did like the drone stuff.
Yeah, the drone shots were pretty cool.
It was nice to have something that was actually happening rather than looking at some bizarre augmented reality or...
I agree, yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was quite cool. And I liked the fact that it was set up a bit like the big shows, like how they do with the angled ramp with like the Rumble kind of thing or SummerSlam. Felt like a bigger show than just a B-level pay-per-view.
Yeah. No, definitely. It was going into it. It didn't feel like a particularly big show, but they did a good job of making it into a bigger show than it needed to be. I think it was going to be.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of just like a glorified house show. Because he didn't have like the big Titantron. I did like how they incorporated the video screens into like the wall of the entranceway. I thought that was
I
kind
was
of
thinking
neat.
that when I was watching it. I was just thinking how much work's involved in getting all them panels to go up the side of a thing where the steps are.
Yeah.
And get them all integrated. Obviously, I've never used one or anything like that, but looked like it was a complicated system to set up.
But yeah, I thought it was just like a big house show, and they had like the entryway set up for like a Royal Rumble with that curvature. The crowd was hot all night, and I think it kind of helped out with the program, because if I was interested in seeing like a typical WWE, swerve of some sort, not going the way that the fans wanted, and then just having the fans just boo the shit out of them. Because I feel like if there was something dumb that was going to happen, we would have heard it from the crowd.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they seem to be doing these. They say that the Rumble setup, if you like, they've done it a few times now with these big. I know it wasn't a stadium as such, but these big shows. They did it for SummerSlam.
I just like the fact that, I mean, I know we spoke about it before, but like obviously everything now's like the LEDs and every like Raw, SmackDown, and the pay-per-view sets have all been the same. It's just whatever they put on that screen. Yeah. And when you've got, like you say, that curved aisle and just an entranceway, it's, it feels different. It feels like, because it's only a big show when they normally do that.
Yeah.
You feel that it just elevates the show before it's even started, I think. So that's quite good.
Yeah, definitely. It's from what I've seen of when I was looking to get some tickets for Money in the Bank, I think it's going to be a similar setup as well.
I think it makes sense because, like you say, I mean, obviously you're building up that reputation, but you're building up that standard of it being a bigger show. But also it must help with like attendances and
obviously they haven't got that big screen, have they? So
it's less space, isn't it?
I mean, if you think about it, on just going from Backlash, if they had that big the normal stage, if you like, that would have taken pretty much one end of the arena up, wouldn't it? So
yeah,
it's obviously that must help with, as you say, with attendance and revenue and stuff. So yeah.
So headed into this, first match was Bianca Belair and Io Sky. I kind of caught this midway through. Both ladies kind of just laid it all out in the ring, including Bianca's hair, which would seem to be coming out during this match a little bit, or at least in pieces. Usually Chucks is the one that kind of goes over these, but since he's not here, I gotta pull up Wikipedia to make sure I have the match order correctly after this. But this was kind of a curveball. Like, again, this is where the crowd came into play, because they gave this match, all the attention and love that it deserved. It seemed like. And honestly, Io Sky almost had Bianca a couple parts in the late in the match.
Yeah.
Sorry,
they were given they were given time, weren't they? They had a lot of time to do what have a good match, essentially.
Yeah.
Someone said I've seen someone tweet saying it felt like an old school NXT match.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah.
Some of the matches, especially with Io, actually, some of the matches she had on some of the takeovers, it lasted a bit like that.
It lasted 18 minutes, according to the Dirt Sheet Wikipedia here. So we all get a point for that, because Bianca got her by pinfall.
She's called Wikipedia a Dirt Sheet.
I did, yeah. I've done that before. You just now caught on to that.
I only just noticed it.
It's the Dirt Sheet of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, after that, it was Seth Rollins and Omos, which,
For some reason.
yeah, for some reason, the pre-match video package really didn't help out declaring why this match was happening at all. So, we kind of were a split decision here. I thought it would have been Omos for some reason, because he's the 7-foot-tall giant, and Seth Rollins doesn't really have anything going for him. But I was wrong. And this is where I'm already a foot behind in the prediction game. Everybody else gets a point.
Speaking of Wiki, just on that, the official description, if you like, for this match says, on April 21st, it was announced that Seth freaking Rollins will be facing Omos at Backlash, despite the two never having any conflict half a match.
Yeah. Like, there's no reason for this match to happen.
Yeah.
I just remember MVP getting involved, distracting the referee, and then that ended up with Rollins capitalizing and getting the win here.
It literally was a Raw match.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because on Raw, you know, Seth was out, almost interrupted, and he just basically said that I can beat you or whatever he said, I can't remember. And then next minute we had a graphic saying that they're going to face at Backlash, and it was just like, oh, okay. Whereas normally, if it was any other week, they would have just said later tonight.
Yeah, definitely. In fairness, though, the fact that there was absolutely no reason for the match to be happening, it wasn't actually that bad, I thought.
Yeah, no, it was okay.
Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I touched on it last week when I spoke to you guys, but I'm just kind of a bit done with Omos. I'm just...
Yeah.
I just... Nothing... Yeah, it's just... I don't know. There just doesn't seem to be anything there to me.
He's very much... I think anyway, he's very much the new Big Show in terms of he's WWE's big guy, and he just loses to people, which is what Big Show was in the last stage of his career.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But like, I think we kind of touched on it a little bit last week. Might not have been on air, but it was like, at least Big Show, well, especially when he was a bit younger and a bit more agile, you did get a decent match out of him as well. You know, it wasn't.
Oh yeah, Big Show could do well in the ring. Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of knew what route you were going down with him. Like you say, he was always kind of, you know, used to put the shine on people, but just because Omos has never really done anything, I just don't see him as the threat that they keep talking about him being. And
yeah.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with his matches. He's not terrible by any means, but there's just nothing to get excited about in my eyes.
Yeah.
It's just quite bland, I think.
Oh, definitely. He's as you say, they're building him up as this big guy in all senses of the word, and he's not. He hasn't done anything like you say. So.
Yeah. Could do with a bit of a reset on him, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Rollins hit him with a super stomp from the top rope or whatever.
That's right, after the rope on it,
yeah. Okay. Well, after that, it was Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Bronson Reed for the United States Championship in a triple threat. This one I kind of predicted on the podcast last week about how, you know, Lashley and Bronson would probably take each other out in some way, and then Austin comes in and gets the spoils and retains. That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
So.
I don't remember much about this, to be honest with you, but yeah, I remember. Like you say, he come in right at the end, didn't he? Got the win.
Yep. That's a point around for all of us there again. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Lashley. I feel like he should be going after the main title, not just the U.S. Championship. I mean, Bronson Reed's from NXT. You know, this would have been nice if he was like not under contract the way AEW kind of does like independent contractors and things like that, where they give them a little bit of shine, but not enough to give them the win, so to speak. So until they sign a contract. But not a bad outing for him, to say the least. Don't care for Austin Theory. Never have. Probably never will. Kind of a short match, only clocking in just under 7 minutes, rather. Excuse me. Yeah. Didn't seem that short, but I guess it was in a weird way. Moving on. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I, to be honest, I haven't really got much else to add. Like you say, it was the quite traditional bad guy who's the champion. Odds are against him because it's triple threat, but he'll always manage to come out of it by, like you say, the other two take each other out and he takes advantage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a bit of a non-event match, weren't it? It didn't, like you say, it wasn't long. It didn't. Apart from the only thing I can remember is Bronson Reed doing his big move off the top, apart from that, I don't remember much happening in it. So
No.
yeah, just a bit of a filler. It felt like.
All right.
I
go ahead.
I do like Theory. I think he's going to be a big star in the end.
I mean, probably, but he's still a fuck.
Whether you like him or not, WWE is going to make him a big guy.
Well,
Yeah.
definitely.
He's still a fuck.
Any particular reason?
We've been over it. There was like accusations made towards him, and then he was just like, "I didn't do them." But there didn't seem anything substantial on either side. But he still just seems like a fuck. That being said, Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This was one that was kind of a hit with the crowd because Zelina came out as cosplaying as the Puerto Rican flag, which looked amazing, by the way.
Yeah, the outfit was quite clever with the
Flag. Yeah.
I just kept thinking of Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Basically,
was.
always gonna get. I didn't like the build up to this though because I think I tweeted about it when it was on actually. I don't know. They just seem to. A couple of weeks ago, they just seem to remember. Oh, hang on, Zelina's from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no build to the fact that she was, Puerto Rican or anything like that, and all of a sudden she was thrown in this match just because she's from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, this is why I kind of said it was a glorified house show. It felt like.
Yeah, I mean, taking it away from the match itself, and I thought it was really good, but the build itself just didn't seem to make any sense because it was just like they'd forgotten that she was from there, and then she probably told someone.
That being said, this one was also kind of a short match as well. Clocking in at just over 7 minutes, where Rhea.
Seemed a bit longer, didn't it?
Yeah, right. It felt longer. Rhea with the win, crushing Zelina's hopes of overtaking her for the championship title. So we all get a point there.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I thought it was a nice moment for Zelina.
I like the part where somebody in the crowd had a flip-flop and Zelina chucked it at Rhea early on in the match, which should have been a disqualification for the record. Just want to say that. WWE seems to be taking up AEW's policy of things that should be a DQ, but just not calling them from this
I'm
event.
hoping they get behind Zelina a bit because I earlier on in her career, I felt that there was she had something and looked like she was going to develop into someone that they were going to be using quite a lot, and then she just kind of fell off the map a little bit. And like you say, I mean, it's a shame in this way that there wasn't a proper build to it to give her something, but I'm hoping it's the start of possibly being used a little bit more seriously moving forward. But
I don't know. I mean, like I agree with you. I'd like them to use it a bit more, but I think now they finished in Puerto Rico, I think he's going back to catering, as they say. I don't think they'll use her anymore. He might show up with the rest of the LWO every now and then, but other than that, I don't think he...
But I kind of get a feeling that, like, when I was watching the match, like, there was moments where, I mean, it weren't a bad match in any way, but the I won't say rustiness, because she's doing it all the time, but it felt like it was something that she hadn't done for a while, you know, like I don't know how to word it exactly, but I just got the impression that almost like there was some rustiness to it there.
That guy's never seen a flip-flop before.
No, he's quite shocked. Flip-flop. A nice flip-flop.
Yeah. It's like a barely used. So Rhea got the win there. I gotta say, Rhea's the only bright spot of the Judgment Day, in my opinion. The rest of them are clowns. It's a fucking clown show. Let me see here. Next up, which is what I would assume would have been the main event of the evening. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest here in a San Juan street fight.
This should have been the main event, I think. And I'd probably say the only thing that was wrong with this show, actually, with the way that this wasn't the main event.
Yeah.
Probably a small thing, I know, because, you know, it doesn't really matter, but... Yeah, I think it just would have been a nice thing, to, you know, especially with the way it finished, with the, you know, with them all in the ring with the Puerto Rican flag and everything. Would have been a nice way to finish. Having said that, I thought it was brilliant in terms of the actual match itself.
Yeah, they had a TV screen with a clock on it for some reason.
Saying this, yeah, she needs to read this.
I was like, what the hell? What's the point of that? Just get an actual clock. Like, why do you have to use a TV screen like that? Like, what are we doing here?
Could it have been a screensaver?
I mean, maybe, but...
Could it have been time scales for the match?
I mean, maybe.
The actual wrestlers can look over towards it, because if that was on the hard cam side...
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
You know, if they glance over a bit and they can see a rough estimate of how long they've got left or supposed to have left in the match, then I don't know. Or even the ref, so the ref can keep them informed of how long they've got.
Possible.
Yeah, this match had everything. It had violence, it had cameos, there was, you know, a Daivari sighting. Savio Vega, who gifted Bad Bunny a Puerto Rican kendo stick before the match. Carlito showed up and kind of just gave Bad Bunny the win from all the help there, because it was a street fight.
How old is Carlito now? Because he doesn't look like he ages.
That's a good point, actually. That is a good question.
He looked in good condition as well. He looked like
That's what I mean. He looked like he was still on the roster.
Quick Google search and again, dirt sheet Wikipedia saying 44.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I've got to admit, there was a little bit of me that popped for Savio coming out and his heel kick.
Yeah. Also,
which he still managed to do.
This Finn 14 Staples shirt as like a Austin 316 sort of thing is awful.
Yeah, it is bad. He's had that a few weeks now.
I know we were kind of talking about and ragging on AEW for their bad shirts, but WWE takes the fucking cake here, I think. That's one of them. I think Trish has one as well that's pretty fucking lousy, in my opinion.
I remember like when Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 28 lost in, what was it, 11 seconds?
Yeah, something like that.
And he came out the night afterwards on the Raw and said that, I think that you've just made them get me a new shirt now because of all the yes chants. And then he comes out with it, and you think that's what WrestleMania weekend does for someone when it goes right. And then when you look at what they've done with Finn Balor, and you think, so he gets cut open in the match, he has to have staples, and they make a t-shirt, and it just doesn't land, that does it?
Oh. Yeah, I don't even. It's. Who would buy that? That's the question I'm asking.
It didn't help with the old ridiculousness of the fact that it was a Hell in a Cell, and they're stopping it because he's bleeding.
Oh, that was big, yeah.
It's like, right, okay.
I'd like to go on record also saying that this was at this point of the show that I was kind of afraid Cody was going to lose to Brock Lesnar. Yeah, I was kind of worried because this had the makings of, like, you know, WWE shitting the bed here in the worst way possible, but not quite yet. So
no.
Next up was, hey, by the way, we all got a point for the Bad Bunny prediction there. Next up was the 6-man tag team of the Bloodline and Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, where the Bloodline surprisingly retained.
Retained? What?
Yeah, the Bloodline. Oh, they won. I'm sorry. I thought there was. I got the trios match on the brain. Sorry. They retained their space in the Bloodline. The Usos and all that. Because they were kind of teasing the rift.
I think I predicted this, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I just thought that because obviously they'd lost at Mania, and obviously there was all the talk about whether they were going to stick together, I didn't think they were going to go down the route of splitting them that quickly.
I mean, Will and Chuck showed me that clip. Or no, I think it was Will that showed me the clip of Paul Heyman cutting that promo and saying that the tribal chief is getting tired of you two, and he says that looking at the Usos.
Yeah.
So, some seeds possibly being planted there, but no, they didn't do the split because it was a glorified house show. This went on for 22 minutes. This street fight, by the way, went on 25 minutes even. I kind of started tuning out here, not gonna lie. I just, I don't know. I'm kind of used to the way AEW does trios matches, and this one just kind of didn't have my attention. Mainly because I know that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are probably going to be enemies at some point. I don't give a fuck about Matt Riddle. The Usos are kind of just, you know, been there, done that sort of thing. If you want to call them like one of the greatest tag teams of all time, okay, sure, I guess. They're not really. I mean, I would say they're great, but their out of the ring shenanigans kind of put a damper on that, in my opinion. Don't really know too much about Solo Sikoa, but that's just because I don't watch the product regularly enough. But he seems alright. Yeah, Beans is the only one that gets a point coming out of this. So,
whoop whoop.
I'm going to be behind. I think Beans has like a 1-point lead here coming out of this, I think, when all things are said and done. Yeah, whoop whoop. And our main event, Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, which was almost a 10-minute match here, was a surprising affair, a surprising clash when the top rope turnbuckle got exposed and Brock Lesnar's head jabbed into it, causing him to be just like gushing blood throughout the match. And Cody Rhodes got him in a reverse submission into a pin type of type of finish there, where one could make an argument that the blood got in Brock's eyes, lost his concentration in the hold, and was able to be pinned for for a few seconds rather. And we all get a point for that. So, don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Go on, Will.
There you go.
I was a bit surprised how quickly this ended.
Yeah.
And I wondered whether it was just purely because of the blood situation.
That's valid, yeah.
And I don't know if they rushed a little, because it was obviously turning into a rare and quite nice proper match where it wasn't just suplexes, like it weren't finish, and then it's finally over kind of job.
Yeah.
So we were getting a proper match. So I was a little bit disappointed in the fact that it finished early, but also was absolutely horrifically affected by how much Brock Lesnar started bleeding.
It was just a little gash too, or a little puncture in his forehead.
Yeah, but
apparently this was actually planned.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was going to say it doesn't. I mean, there's part of me that wonders, did they put something in that turnbuckle that would cause a puncture? And he was supposed to graze his head into it or something, like, and knowing Brock Lesnar, he just thought, nah, I'd just nut it. Because I want it to look as realistic as I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was for something that's it was the metal. I mean, obviously you couldn't see the actual area that he hit it with, but it's just a metal ring and it's a smooth ring. So for it to cause that much damage as quick as it did, I thought was quite surprising, really. But if there was an object in there to help create blood, that could have been horrific because, you're not a million miles away from your eye sockets at that point, are you? It was right between his eyes where he did it.
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, a typical Brock Lesnar, he's just mad, isn't he? But yeah, fair play to him. It made things more realistic. I did have to chuckle a little bit at the end when he was on his knees in the ring, and he was obviously doing his pissed off look because he'd lost, and we just got this towel randomly smashing to his body that a ref just chucked him wipe your face.
I just noticed some of the messages in the chat from Chuck. He said, "Low energy, bring back the other guy." Also, referee gets times in his ear and relays to the wrestlers. The big clock is most likely for production crew. Okay. That's fine, but why has it got to be on a TV screen like that?
It's almost like we got an expert here or something.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get him on the show sometime.
Yeah, we probably should.
Should do.
But yeah, the gash just looked insane. I don't know if it might have been a blade job, perhaps, but I don't know.
This is because of the way. You could literally see as soon as he came back from the turnbuckle.
Right.
He didn't have chance to blade.
Right.
So
yeah,
the only thing that could have been was there something in that actual corner for him to put it. I'm not saying for him to nut it the way that he did, but was there something there where he could have just hit it, kept his head there, kept his head low, and run his head over it so that it would have bladed him or whatever. And instead, he just, in typical Brock Lesnar fashion, was no, I want to make this as realistic as possible. I'm just going to smash my face into it.
Because we're in Puerto Rico, pal.
Yeah, the more interesting thing is that it seems WWE are allowing blood again.
It's a Brock Lesnar match. You're in Puerto Rico. Let's do blood. Let's do it.
There was a story I read a couple of months ago now that actually no, it was a little bit more recently now. But anyway, apparently they were talking to the report mentioned it was USA Network, but I imagine they probably say the same to Fox as well. That they were looking to use blood if they could. So maybe it's come from above. It's allowed again, which is interesting.
It was interesting in the fact that, like you say, normally as soon as that happens, it doesn't matter what it is. You get the ref starts putting the gloves on and everything slows down. Well, it's going to get stopped while they put a towel on their head.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was when I was watching it live. I was thinking, oh great, here we go. They're going to have to bloody do this with Brock.
No.
And I just got this impression as if there was like a look or something like from Brock. Don't you dare think about ruining this because I'm bleeding.
Chucks has chimed in with, it's on the TV to make it big. You never wanted a bigger clock. I mean, that's fine. But like, who's gonna scout the clock from a TV over in the production area? Unless maybe the timekeeper, I guess. But I don't know. People could get in the way. Like, you probably need to bust out some binoculars to see what the time is. Like, it seems very inconvenient, I'm just saying.
I love that you're having a debate through YouTube's chat.
Yeah.
About clocks of all things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if medical personnel is trying to, like, stop Lesnar, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I would not be willing to get in his way, in the middle of a match trying to tend to a minor wound compared to, like, Finn Balor at Hell in a Cell where his head was gashed open. Chuck says he needs binoculars to see his clock. Well, that's a you problem. He needs a clock enlargement. They might have that in a pill form to fix that issue.
Yeah.
Chucks, I don't know what to tell you.
I get the feeling he's insinuating something else. What do you reckon?
No. Would he? No. Come on. Well, how could you misconstrue a clock, Will?
No, I know. I'm being terrible. I do apologize.
So at the end of this thing, I surprisingly end up in last place with only 5 out of 7. Chucks and Will with a 6. And somehow, Beans, who phoned in his predictions at the last second, or at the last minute before, hopping on the call here, gets a 7 out of 7.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, indeed.
I call shenanigans.
So that's where we stand.
I think you've got this inside track again with WWE.
All right, yeah.
Maybe.
I was waiting for the. I'm sure that you waited until everyone else did predictions, Lark, and all that business. I was like, I'm glad that Smoot clarified that I phoned them in purely before you'd even done yours on the show.
We were.
We thought your source was Vince directly, but it's not someone else.
We noticed that as soon as Vince comes back, all of a sudden I start doing well in the prediction game.
We were like 2 or 3 away, and then that's when I saw the tweet from you. We were able to plug him in right then and there. So it wasn't. I mean, it was pretty much a last minute, phone in there for you, but it paid off. I don't know how you did it, but it paid off.
To be fair, I had watched quite a bit of the product them last few weeks leading up to it, so...
Chucks honestly thought you weren't going to get him in on time.
I surprised myself that I normally do, I do, to be honest.
Yeah. So there you go. Let's see.
Who won the prediction game, by the way, last time?
Chucks did. So, I still have it here. See, hold on. Ta-da.
WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got a belt and everything, see?
Oh, for fuck's sake, where was my belt?
Look, he got 2 of them.
Got 2, yeah.
He somehow won the AEW one as well. WWE, AEW, see?
He's the true undisputed champion.
Yeah, he really is.
I was the undisputed champion before being the undisputed champion was cool. Anyway, I got my revenge when I plugged my car battery into Chuck's computer.
Did you hear that, Chucks? Beans is the one that caused your power state failure, apparently. Oh shit! As I knock over my Tootsie Rolls here.
Triple H drove the car for me.
I don't really know where to go from here other than the best of worst of segment here.
Should we run through the WWE TV quickly?
Sure, go for it if you want.
Because there's been some developments.
Go for it.
Nothing major, but some. So this week was the start of the World Heavyweight Championship tournament.
That's a mouthful.
I know. So, on Raw we had the first of the two matches. So the first match was there's two triple threats on each show. Basically, the first one was Nakamura, Priest, and Rollins, which Seth ended up winning. And then we had Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes, and The Miz in the other triple threat. Cody looked like he was winning this one until Lesnar got involved. Lesnar's not over the fact that he bled to death the night before. So Lesnar got involved, put Cody through the table, and then in a really weird promo, just kept shouting, "Look at my face!
Look at my face!"
There it is. There, look. There's a bit of a gash on his face.
I'm sorry, let me move this over here.
Look at his face.
Look at my face. Yeah, they really haven't addressed why Lesnar's upset with Cody at all.
Apparently, Wade Barrett said something way back on SmackDown that apparently he's not happy that Cody's getting all the attention, and he's not. That was basically he wasn't happy with his position on the card at WrestleMania as well. He was first out, wasn't he, on the whatever night it was?
That's a weird thing to be mad over.
Well, exactly. And surely that's not really Cody's fault. That's like Triple H's fault. So.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, he said he wants. He got a bit of black eye on us there as well. There he is shouting, "Look at his face," several times. So he's challenged Cody to a match. Later on in the night, Cody accepted it, and we're having that at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Because obviously Lesnar's going to take that Saudi money.
Is that Jason Jordan? Right here? Yeah.
I think it was, yeah. It is.
Huh. What happened to him? Did he just not... His career over?
Yeah, he's
didn't he have an injury or something?
Yeah, he had the neck injury that he's never been properly cleared for.
Yeah, because he did that terrible angle of being Angle's son, didn't he? And then he got injured shortly after that, and then he never came back to it.
Walking alongside police officers arresting Jeff Hardy. That's funny. That's pretty funny.
So yeah, that match is gonna. I imagine they're gonna add some sort of stipulation to that because Lesnar was quite keen on saying he wants to fight with Cody. So maybe they might a street fight of some sort or
a Lion's Den match.
Oh God.
Possibly. I did see someone say they might do. They'd like the idea of doing a fight pit match again. Which I didn't really like that the first time.
Yeah. Especially with the LEDs and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Moving on. There was a couple of some of the new NXT guys made their debuts. Zoe Stark, I remember being one, and there was another one, but I can't remember. And then the main event was the final of that night's tournament, which was Seth against Finn, and Seth won. So Seth won the SmackDown, the Raw side of it. So he's the first one in the final at Night of Champions. So we jump ahead to last night on SmackDown. Again, the 2 triple threat matches. So the first one was a really good one actually. It was AJ Styles, Edge, and Mysterio. And it was a really good match actually. I thought it was pretty good. AJ ended up winning. And then we went straight into the next triple threat. Straight away, it was Lashley against Sheamus and your best friend Smooth Austin Theory.
Ah, fuck him.
Lashley ended up winning. He cut his head really badly. He was absolutely covered in blood.
Really?
And then when he ended up winning this match and ended up being in the main event later. And when he came back from the main event, he had a really noticeable lump on top of his head.
Oh God.
Yeah. And it was really flowing. You seen it, right? They probably cut most of it out of that video.
Yeah.
When he was celebrating the win. I mean, he looked okay. He didn't seem hurt or anything.
Jesus.
It was really, really flowing. Don't know if you can maybe get the main event, because the main event was obviously it was Lashley and AJ, which AJ ended up winning. But yeah, you can see a very noticeable lump, and I think he ended up cutting it open again.
Jesus.
Yeah, there it is there.
Oh God, yeah, that's horrible.
Bonk.
That didn't help.
I was going to say, yeah. Let's just.
Oh, that didn't help either.
That won't either.
Hey, let's just go after the lump that's causing all this blood here on the guy.
Yeah.
Bonk round top of his head.
So AJ ended up winning this match. So the main event for the new title is going to be AJ and Seth in Saudi Arabia.
AJ and Seth.
I think
Okay.
most people think Seth is going to win this one.
Probably. Oh man. Yeah, I saw what you're saying here. Hold on. You can kind of sort of see it when Lashley turns around here. Yeah, there's like a.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think he was okay. He didn't seem hampered by it at all. But obviously, a big
But
cut
it
like
hurt
that,
the bloody
you're
morning
gonna-
when he woke up.
Probably did, yeah. So yeah, that's being confirmed as the main event now for Night of Champions. AJ versus Seth. The winner will be the new World Heavyweight Champion. Speaking of Saudi Arabia, bit of an interesting one. So this was the first show Reigns has been on since WrestleMania.
Right.
And he come back to they were hyping whether he was gonna basically have a go at the Usos for losing at WrestleMania, which he did. And then the Usos said they were gonna make everything right by winning the titles back again at Night of Champion. And then Reigns said no, they weren't, because the titles would be won back, but not by them.
Ooh.
And it's gonna be Solo and Reigns against Sami and KO
In Saudi Arabia.
in Saudi Arabia. So I thought that was the most interesting bit, the fact that Owens and Sami are going to Saudi Arabia.
Something. Yeah, there was something. I saw a quick blurb on Twitter, and I can't remember verbatim what it said, but apparently there was some sort of peace exchangement between some sort of delegation offices that Sammy, was not cool with, and that was like the whole reason why he didn't want to go over. But apparently a few days ago they were able to settle something, and now he's kind of like, all right, I'll go over to Saudi all of a sudden. At least that's what I saw from a tweet. I take it for what it's worth. I'll see if I can try to find it. But
it does seem something's happened. Cause
yeah,
as far as we know, he's always been. He hasn't appeared on them, has he?
yeah.
Until this one, so. Yeah, it does seem to be something's changed. I think Owens was the same, wasn't he? Owens. I don't think Owens has appeared on one, has he? I don't remember.
Here it is. Yeah, here's what I saw. Going the Wrestle Ops here. For those confused about Sami Zayn all of a sudden working Saudi Arabia shows a reason that could hint up clearance. A few days ago, after more than a decade, Saudi Arabia and Syria decided to resume diplomatic. I don't know what I'm saying. Diplomatic working relations in both countries. So that's
cool if he's up for doing it then. I mean, obviously he wouldn't agree to it if he wasn't, would he? But... No, but so yeah, so it's gonna be Owens and Sami against Solo and Reigns. So Reigns could have 3 belts by the end of the month.
yeah, maybe.
What else happened on SmackDown? We had Grayson Waller made his first appearance. It was backstage with Adam Pearce, and he's agreed to let the winner of the tournament appear on the Grayson Waller effect, which is his chat segment. So I believe that would be AJ, wouldn't it? AJ won it on SmackDown. So yeah, AJ's going to be on that next week.
Okay.
Cameron Grimes debuted and beat Baron Corbin in about 4 seconds. He literally hit his finisher and that was it.
Bloody hell.
3 seconds according to the report actually.
Wow.
Yeah, Corbin got on the mic and said how he basically had a go at Cameron Grimes and then
Cameron
hit
Grimes.
his finisher and that was it.
Wow. What a
what did he call it? The cave in he calls it.
Wow, okay.
So this free agency is going well for Baron Corbin so far.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Especially when
And
getting
then
beat
just
like
one-
that.
One last thing, we had Bianca doing a championship celebration because they were in her hometown.
Who beat
so
her up?
no one beat her up as such, but Oscar turned up and spat the mist in her face. Because Oscar's now on SmackDown, so... still no talk what's happening with the titles, because Bianca's now on SmackDown, but she's the Raw Women's Champion. And Rhea's on Raw, and she's the SmackDown Champion. They've not actually said what's happening, so right now, champions are on different shows. You'd assume they'd do what they did a few years ago, just swap them. But
Yeah.
that didn't go down very well, I seem to remember on Twitter. A lot of people didn't like that. Well, I'm sure what else they can really do.
Understandably so.
What else could you really do though? I mean, you've got 2 identical champions for both shows.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It goes back to the brand split and how it shouldn't just be,
Well, yeah.
a thing. But yeah, no, there's little else you can do other than just like book a match between. No, that wouldn't work either. Never mind.
No, I know you're gonna say that.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna have to do. Maybe they wait until after the Night of Champions and they'll do something then. But yeah, you're gonna have to show something out because say you've got the Raw champion on SmackDown, the SmackDown champion on Raw. I suppose that they also need to change something with Reigns because right now he's got two titles and the other one's going to be in effect from the end of the month, isn't it? So that's going to be interesting to see what they think they need to give Reigns 1 belt. Having 2 belts is a bit silly at the minute. But yeah, that was Raw and SmackDown.
Alrighty. Now we can get into the best of worst of the week.
I actually watched Dynamite the whole show this week, actually.
Yeah, I did too, like I usually do. I didn't watch. I kind of gave up after the the Total Divas show, whatever it's called, All Access. I kind of stopped watching it. Ever since the episode where they were just filming everything on that back screen TV and just making it doctored like it was like, oh, look at this through this monitor. It just lost me. So I haven't seen anything past, I think, episode 3, but apparently it was the season finale this week. So I don't know if they've renewed for season 2 or what, but we'll see what the future will hold here. Let me get the music ready here. There we go. Alright, well, this is kind of odd. I don't have a version of this where Chucks isn't involved. I usually don't have the one for Beans. That's this. So I guess I could probably put... I don't know if Chucks is still in the chat. You can give it the thumbs up, thumbs down via text here. I'm pretty sure we know what the thumbs down would be, if I had to guess. Which would be the computer issue, you know?
Yeah. Computer's blowing up.
But, yeah, here, I'll just use the other one here then. There we go. And again, last week when we were doing this, the computer just, like, seized up and I couldn't unfreeze it, so... I have a sneaking suspicion what might have caused it, but out of precaution, I just restarted everything, and then I might just do that from here on out, just to make sure everything, there's no hanky-panky or, you know, nothing going on that, you know, is running in the background. I also installed a program that was kind of going rogue a little bit here. But, yeah, if you got a thumbs up, thumbs down, let me know. What do you got?
I'm trying to think what happened this week.
My thumbs up would have to be the Puerto Rico crowd.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I'd go for that. If I thought you got
And the drone.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout as well.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'd go for... I'd say the crowd as well, but I'd be a bit more specific. I'd say the... In fact, no, I'll change it. I'll go Bad Bunny in general. I think he came in and everyone thought he was just going to be another joke musical act. And he's turned into an actual decent wrestler, I think.
Yeah, he's... Sorry, I'm laughing at what Chuck's just typed here. No, I agree. Bad Bunny is absolutely a phenomenal star. Fuck Logan Paul. Put the belt on Bad Bunny. Give him the money and everything. What Chuck's just said in the chat, it says, bruh, now that I've reinstalled Windows, there's no drivers to get online for updates. Big thumbs down.
Yeah, that happened.
Chuck's computer blowing up.
Ask if he's tried a fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
You say that as if he's not listening to the show right now, Beans.
That's a good point.
He's in the chat.
Hi.
He can hear us. Yeah.
I feel like I need a mediator. That's all it is.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, Bad Bunny is definitely... I mean, after that match, he's the celebrity star to build up, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, everybody seemed to enjoy his work, and he, as far as I know, doesn't have, like, a controversial past or, you know, has bad issues of keeping pets alive. So, yeah, definitely put the time and effort in the Bad Bunny. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have as much hate for Logan Paul as you do. I don't know who Paul Logan is.
It's his TNA name.
Having said that, yeah, you're right, and Bad Bunny's definitely the guy to focus on. I wouldn't mind them winning a title at some point. I think that would be pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I can't think of a thumbs down actually. There's thumbs down I would think of. Is it? By the way, yeah, with Jeff Jarrett on there.
Yes, Jeff Jarrett's still. He's pretty much a. Oh, he's not on this one. Hold on.
It's not there. No?
You're right. I'm sorry. Sorry.
He was on Dynamite this week as well, so it's just about.
It's applicable.
What was I gonna say then? Yeah, the only thumb down I can think of right now is the booking of Backlash, in that the street fight should have been the main event.
Okay. The booking of Backlash. San Juan. Oh, hold on. Street fight. Should have named, right? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Beans. I'm gonna go over to you.
Uso super kick party.
That's a thumbs down?
Yep. I know they even made a joke about it, like when they were talking backstage or something about how, oh, we're going to super kick him, and then we'll super kick him. And it was,
okay.
Just like, oh. But yeah, I know it's not exactly a fair thing, but it is every match I watch them in, it just gets to the point where it really annoys me.
That's fair.
Just thinking Shawn Michaels won championships off one of them.
Yeah. Well, he's the Heartbreak Kid, so that's the whole point. Is like he's the master of it.
Well, Usos must be absolutely rubbish at them.
Usos, the Elite, the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. It is a bit of an overused, I guess, transitional move, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, it just doesn't have any power to it. It's just
right. It's kind of like a modern day DDT.
Yeah, but the annoying thing is it is a devastating thing to do when it's done right. And
right.
There's plenty of times when Usos will do it, but it's just treated like a punch.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's fair.
Oh.
Let's see, a thumbs up. Oh, I will give it to the women. Or rather, I'll just say Julia Hart, Anna Jay, street fight on Dynamite, best women's match in a while on TV. Best TV match. Best women's TV match in a while. There was... It was basically like a street fight. At one point, Anna Jay kind of did like a move that sent Julia Hart into like a bunch of steel chairs on the outside. It looked like Julia was legit hurt. She was like clutching at her hip, which led to the superplex from her onto Anna Jay, where Anna just missed all of these chairs. And they get an A for effort from me. There you see it.
Oh yeah, smashed them.
It's the thought that counts, you know. But yeah, they get a thumbs up from me for that.
I've got
go ahead.
Thumbs up and a thumbs down in one go here.
Oh, here we go.
Be a good one.
There we go.
Thumbs up. I'll say what did they call it? The open house match. I give it a thumbs up purely because of the lighting effects used. I thought it looked pretty good. and WWE needed to take a page out of that. That's how you do a lighting, special lighting match.
Bray Wyatt.
Exactly.
Sorry.
At the same time, your thumbs down is the open house match. Because it doesn't seem to make any sense. They made a big deal of these house rules, and it didn't really have any effect on the match. As far as I can remember, anyway.
I mean, there's one point from what I recall that I think Best Friends had a steel chair or something like that, and you could see it was in one of the picture breaks where you could see Malachi Black scolding him, saying, "Hey, you're gonna get DQ'd if you use that." I'm gonna be right there with you, kind of. That did remind me of something, and that was the Best Friends picking any stipulation, I'll just say any step, imaginable, and the best they could come up with was Witches banned from ringside. And this was after that women's match as well. So. Also, that Dynamite was really good. I like that cage match, too. I kind of want to give an additional thumbs up to that. The main event, Mox Omega cage match, which had Don Callis turning on Omega and clocking him with a screwdriver.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. I don't know if Chucks has a thumbs up at all. But
lost his thumbs in the computer explosion.
That's crazy.
He's still battling on his computer?
I think so. Let me pull this out real quick. Let me see if there's anything else. I'm just kind of going over. Yeah, this was the House of Black open house rules here. 20 count. Any 3 competitors can form a trio. No rope breaks. Disqualifications are enforced. And dealer's choice. Meaning they can give somebody like a stipulation of their own choosing. And that's where Best Friends decided to pick the no witches allowed. You could have just said, okay, no holds barred, no DQ. The House of Black has to lose match.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, you know, something goofy that they could have actually been productive with, and then they just weren't. So, what else happened? But yeah, I do agree with the lighting. You were right on that. There was something else in the beginning. Oh yeah, there was another bad shirt from Britt Baker.
God, was it?
Somebody said that this was fat shaming, and I disagree. But it's a shot of Hikaru Shida, I think either spray painting Saraya in the face here with her own spray paint, and they made a shirt out of it.
Jeez. They really need to get some better ideas, don't they?
I agree. Also, next week there's going to be an announcement regarding... I'm guessing it's going to be them retiring, Dark and Elevation on YouTube, and then announcing the Collision show of some sort.
Yeah, he's now making announcements about announcements.
Dixie Carter, full-blown Dixie Carter status.
So yeah, we need to have that graphic I made up ready for these kind of things. Can't find it, wherever I did with it.
That was the other thing. You know what? I have one more thumbs down before we get out of here. Hold on. Jeff Jarrett can't catch a cup. Let's see. There was remember when they were all toasting, like the Briscoe guy came out and had like tequila and with the cups and things like that. One of them tossed a cup to Jeff Jarrett and he couldn't catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thumbs down for me this week. Anyway. So there you go. Anything else you guys want to add before we get out of here? Not just a thumbs up or thumbs down?
No, can't think of anything anyway. Apparently there's rumour that this announcement that he's making is did see your report that they've agreed a new TV deal with WB or WBD, as I don't know what they call it.
Warner Brothers Discovery, yeah.
So yeah, that could be an announcement that he's making.
Will that impact anything on UK TV deals? Or
I don't think it will. No. Interestingly, on that note, though, I say interestingly, it's not really. BT Sport, who one of the main sports channels here, they've been actually bought out by WBD. And they are changing their name from, I think it's next month, they're going to be changing their name to TNT Sports.
Wow.
What's kind of interesting about that is BT Sport at the minute is the home of WWE in the UK.
Wow.
So WWE will effectively be on TNT, which is a bit of a weird situation. But yeah, that's happening. Apparently this deal that they've got for America that's going to be announced shortly is it covers all the shows, like even the pay-per-views as well, from what I've seen. That don't really know how true that is, but be interesting to see what actually gets announced.
All right. Sounds good. Beans, anything you got? Do you have anything before we get out of here?
No, not really. I sadly can't comment too much on apart from Backlash because I haven't really seen much.
Do you want to plug your photography real quick?
Okay.
I'm just as the thing that you are preoccupied with instead of the podcast.
Well, I wouldn't say instead of.
Well, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Making it sound like I'm just, that lowly podcast can go away now. I'm doing my own business. I was just taken aback then. I wasn't expecting I felt like a guest.
No, I'm just wanting to give you an opportunity.
You know when you have a guest on the show and at the end you're like, would you like to plug anything that you're doing at the moment?
You're usually preoccupied. That's what I'm saying.
I've got a film coming out on the 30th.
Oh my god!
Be available in one cinema. It's called How to Blow Up Chuck's PC. No, I'm not sure if anyone's particularly interested in my photography or able to actually access it if you want anything on stateside, seeing as obviously I'm in England, unless you want to fly me to the States for some pictures. By all means.
Yeah, go for it.
I will come over. It's www.martinnolanphotography.co.uk.
There you go.
So, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. And Will, how's the website coming along? The pwexclusive.com, where we got all the scoops.
Yeah, it's going well. It's coming along. We've got news getting posted every day now, so
that's right. You can find our archive of shows there as well.
Yeah, it'll be the new home of the show. Fairly soon. I thought you knew this. You haven't seen it, have you? I'll show you. Yeah, that will be happening fairly shortly, actually, because it doesn't need that much work doing. Yeah.
There it is.
So-
Ta-da! Oh, there we go. Ta-da! There it is. Yeah, you can also, if you don't want to listen to the show on YouTube, you can always listen to it through the website here. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Alrighty. And this was the, by the way, this was the blue screen that Chuck's had about an hour ago. That's, I think, the only thing he has to promote right now.
Um,
I was
I'm gonna-
buying, so.
just to plug the address, if anyone doesn't know, if anyone's listening, it's does say right at the top of the graphic there.
That's right.
PWExclusive.com.
I just realized Bad Bunny is wearing a 2032 shirt.
He had another number on this shirt for Backlash. I don't know what that meant. It wasn't that. It was something else.
Don't
Don't quite understand. Maybe he just likes numbers.
All right, yeah.
Fair
No,
enough.
number enthusiast Bad Bunny, everybody. Alrighty. With that, we'll be back next week, hopefully without any issues. Hopefully. I mean, hey, anything's possible. The way last week ended, I'm just glad we're getting a proper outro. And hopefully we'll have Chuck's back in some capacity. Maybe he can phone in and we can have him on the phone or something. I don't know. But hopefully you can join us. And till next time, have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day tomorrow. There you go. Happy Mother's Day, everybody, if you celebrate it. We'll see you then. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Anyone smell burning?